In the silent depths of eternity, three sisters shape every life, spinning, measuring, and cutting the threads of fate itself. We're diving into the realm of fate itself, exploring the lives and powers of the Moirai, the Sisters of Fate. Welcome to Mythic Lounge, where we uncover the legends that shape the world of myth and wonder. If you're as fascinated by the mysteries of fate and the power of mythology as we are, be sure to hit that subscribe button and join us on this journey through the timeless tales of ancient lore. Now let's step into the realm of fate. Let's start with who these legendary sisters actually are. The Moirai, or Fates, are three divine figures who control the thread of every mortal's life. Picture this: Atropos, Clotho, and Lachesis, each with a unique power and role, together controlling the beginning, the unfolding, and the end of every human destiny. These sisters were often depicted as relentless and inescapable. Even the gods couldn't sway them. So while Zeus may rule from Mount Olympus, even he, the mighty god of thunder, had no power over the Moirai's decisions. The very name Moirai translates to allotted parts, or portion, symbolizing the slice of fate every person receives. The Moirai weren't seen as villains or angels. They were neutral, forces of cosmic balance. So who exactly were these sisters, and what role did each of them play in weaving the complex web of life? Let's start with Clotho, the first sister. Her name means spinner, and she's responsible for spinning the thread of life. This thread is the essence of each person's existence. Clotho decides when a person is born by beginning the spinning of their thread. Imagine her at her wheel, crafting each strand with deliberate intent, as though each one is a unique story waiting to be told. Clotho's role isn't just about life's beginning. She's also the embodiment of opportunity. She holds the potential of each person's existence in her hands, meaning she symbolizes those first breaths of life, every possibility and every chance that one might encounter. In some stories, Clotho is also said to have the power to resurrect or alter destinies. She once restored the life of Pelops, a hero from Greek mythology, showing that while she is part of a trio with strict roles, there are moments where she alone wields extraordinary power. Next, we meet Lachesis, the second sister. Her name means the allotter or the apportioner, which perfectly describes her role. After Clotho spins the thread of life, Lachesis steps in to measure its length, deciding how long a person will live and what experiences they might face. She pulls the thread and measures it out, determining each individual's destiny, their trials, and their successes. Lachesis is often depicted with a measuring rod or staff, tools that symbolize her power to set the boundaries of life. Lachesis' part is interesting because it reflects the unpredictable journey of life itself. While Clotho's thread might represent the raw potential and beginning, Lachesis' measurement symbolizes the shape that life takes, the twists, the turns, the ups and downs, and the ultimate length. You could say that Lachesis is responsible for your life's plot points, your accomplishments, your relationships, and even your failures. She doesn't reveal what lies ahead, but carefully arranges the sequence of events that you're destined to face. And now we come to Atropos, the third and eldest sister. Her name means inevitable or inflexible, and as you might guess, she's responsible for cutting the thread of life. When it's time for someone to pass from the world, Atropos is the one who brings an end to their existence. She is often depicted with scissors or a knife, ready to sever the thread that her sisters spun and measured. Atropos' role is absolute, making her a figure both feared and respected. Atropos is fascinating because she represents something we all grapple with, the idea of an inevitable end. She was often considered ruthless and unchangeable. If Clotho's thread is the beginning and Lachesis' measuring is the middle, Atropos represents the inescapable conclusion. The Greeks believed that death wasn't something to be cheated or escaped. Rather, it was a natural part of life's cycle, and Atropos was the final guide on that journey. The Moirai as a trio beautifully represents the life cycle. They remind us that life is not something that can be altered at will, nor is it without structure or meaning. The cycle of life, birth, life's journey, and death reflects a natural order that is part of the world's balance. The fates are often shown working together, and this cooperation underscores that birth, life, and death are interconnected. Each sister has a distinct role, but without one, the cycle would be incomplete. The Greeks believed that this balance was essential for the harmony of the world. If one sister's role was ignored, life would lose its order and meaning. The Moirai appear in various myths, though they often remain in the background, influencing events from afar. One of the most notable mentions of the Moirai comes in the story of Meleager, a prince whose life was bound to a burning log. When he was born, the Moirai appeared to his mother and told her that he would live as long as the log in the fireplace remained unburned. She quickly removed it, hiding it away to preserve his life. However, years later, she ultimately threw the log into the fire, ending his life in a tragic act of revenge. This story highlights the Moirai's impartiality. They inform, but they do not intervene unless it is their role. They are also mentioned in the Iliad, where they work to fulfill the destinies of great heroes, and in the myth of Oedipus, where his fate is foretold and relentlessly brought to pass despite every attempt to escape it. These stories remind us that fate, once woven, measured, and cut, cannot be unraveled. Now you might wonder, did the Greeks believe in free will if they had the Moirai controlling destiny? The answer is complex. The Greeks believed that while the general outline of one's life was fixed, individuals still had the freedom to make choices within those boundaries. Think of it like a game with set rules. You can play your own way, but you can't change the game's structure. In some myths, we see characters attempt to defy or question fate, but these actions often lead to unintended consequences, underscoring the idea that while choices matter, they don't alter the underlying path set by the Moirai. This concept, known as Moira, meaning portion or fate, represents a middle ground where destiny and free will coexist. You can make your own choices, but ultimately, the destination may remain the same. The Moirai have endured through centuries, captivating audiences even today. Perhaps it's because they symbolize something that every person can relate to: the mystery of life and death. We all start our journey somewhere, go through our unique experiences, and eventually meet an end. These are the universal constants that the Moirai represent. In a modern sense, the Moirai's story resonates with our own lives. We're constantly making decisions, guided by opportunities and limitations, all within the framework of our mortality. And while the specifics of fate may be a mystery, the presence of forces beyond our control, be it time, chance, or destiny, is a theme that speaks to our universal human experience. And with that, we've reached the end of our tale about the Moirai, the Sisters of Fate, the cosmic weavers who hold the mysteries of life in their hands. While we each have our own threads to follow, the journey itself is woven from countless choices and unforeseen twists. Whether you see fate as something fixed or as a path we shape with every step, the Moirai invite us to think about life's fleeting beauty and the precious moments we create along the way. If you love this exploration into the world of the fates, subscribe for more stories that connect us to the past and inspire our futures. And let us know in the comments, do you see fate as something we can change, or is it set in stone? Remember, life may be a tapestry spun with unknown threads, but each of us has the power to add our own colors, our own experiences, and our own stories to the weave. Until next time, keep dreaming and keep weaving.